They told you to be kind, open, and honest. And you believed them. You thought being soft and nice would bring you peace and respect. But what did you get in return? While you were waiting for kindness, they were getting ahead. While you showed love, they took advantage of you. This world doesn't reward softness. It eats it. You're still hurting, still hoping someone will care. But here's the truth. Power doesn't speak in mercy. No one respects someone who bleeds in front of them. Real respect comes from self-control, from silence, from strength. They raised you to follow, to wait, to ask. They gave you a script to be quiet, polite, always explain. But that script was made to keep you weak. It wasn't made for you to lead. Loyalty without power is slavery. You have to delete that old code. You don't rise by asking. You rise by choosing. Not by waiting for help, but by building yourself in silence. No one's coming to save you. No perfect mentor. No magical partner. It's on you. This is your war. And it will be quiet. It will be cold. It will be strategic. And if you feel alone, good. That feeling means you're finally awake. Stop chasing comfort. Start using your mind as a weapon. That soft version of you, the one who waited, doubted, hesitated, he has to go. From those ashes, you rise not as a better version of that man, but as someone completely new. Someone who understands. Power is taken, not given. And being soft comes with a cost. They will judge you. Let them. Confusion is your shield. Mystery is your strength. You are not here to be understood. You are here to be unreadable. Your silence is your power. Your stillness is your protection. Be the man no one can guess. Don't wait for a seat at their table. Build your own. Burn that old script. It was written by people who wanted to keep you small. They told you to be kind, but only when it served them. And what did it get you? Rejection, confusion, fake respect. It's time to change everything. Your thoughts, your habits, your identity. That old version of you was created to be used. He wasn't meant to rise. He was meant to follow. Burn him. Rebuild from steel. You can't lead if you're scared of being disliked. You can't grow if you're addicted to being accepted. Delete the fake confidence. Kill the need for approval. You don't need balance. You need change. And change isn't soft. It's painful. It's deep. It's violent. Weak men try to grow without sacrifice. Strong men destroy everything and rebuild. You start from zero with sharp eyes and a sharper mind. This is not about fixing yourself. It's about replacing yourself. That comfort you love, it's a cage. That tightness in your chest, that's your signal. It's time to break out. Stop hugging your weakness. Smash it. Rebirth doesn't ask permission. It explodes. If you don't break the shell, it becomes your grave. Death isn't always the end of life. Sometimes it's a life that never became what it could have been. So your first mission, delete the man you were told to be. Say it. My past self is ashes. You are not here to feel better. You're here to build a kingdom. Because true power is not loud. It's calm. It's precise. And for too long, you've suffered in silence. That ends now. From this moment, you become a vault. No one sees what you feel unless it serves your purpose. No reactions. No weakness. Just watching, thinking, planning. Your silence is war. You are learning to control your emotions like a general leads soldiers, carefully, with purpose. Anger is fire, but not fuel. Fear is a signal, but not a stop sign. Sadness is depth, but not your home. The world trains men to be emotional so they can be controlled, but not you. You will build walls, not wounds. You will think ahead. 5 moves, not 5 seconds. You'll be the man they can't understand. And if they can't read you, they can't control you, because the man who reacts loses. The man who gets triggered is owned. And the man who is owned can never win. New rule. If it triggers you, it owns you. Fix that. You are your own master. Now, control your face, your voice, your silence. Even that small pause before you speak, that is your weapon. You are the silence before the storm, the pause before the punch. You speak only when your words change everything. There's a shadow inside you, a dark part. They told you to hide it, but that shadow is not your enemy. It's your power. It holds your rage, your hunger, your memory. Pain, don't fear it. Use it. You don't erase your darkness. You train it, aim it, build yourself with pain. Use every failure as a brick. This isn't healing through peace. It's growth through pressure. The man who has accepted his darkness cannot be destroyed by it. Strong men sit with their demons and turn them into soldiers. Be sharp. Be strong. Be calm. The world doesn't need your purity. It respects your restraint. Real power doesn't shout. It sits still and shakes the room. Look at yourself. Really look. Behind the smile, behind the mask, there's a part of you that doesn't want approval. It wants conquest. That part doesn't need validation. It needs a mission. Give your darkness a goal and you become untouchable. That's how you gain presence. Not by noise, but by silence that commands. Now stop running from that power. Use it. Shape it. Rule through it. Build a fortress inside yourself. Control your purpose like it's a kingdom, because weak men fear their darkness. Strong men master it. You are not here to escape pain. You are here to use it, not to be seen, but to be felt, especially in silence. Most people react, talk too much, and show too much. But not you. You'll learn to watch like a sniper, quiet, focused, strategic. People show you everything when they don't think you're watching. You don't walk in to be noticed. You walk in to notice. You are the ghost in the corner, the presence. Behind the silence, you don't speak quickly. You study. Who's scared? Who's faking? Who's loud to cover weakness? You stay still. You let them reveal themselves, because real power listens. Real power waits. Real power strikes only once. Stop trying to be liked. Start learning to see. Study patterns, not promises. Loyalty is what they repeat when they don't know you're listening. Master tension. Energy. Micro expressions. You're not cold. You're focused. And every second you don't respond, you gain power. Because once you react, you give it away. And if you're triggered, your own control is your new way of life. The world plays games. Masks, motives, manipulation. Either you master it or you get used by it. So say it. I see what others hide. That's your power. You were told to just be yourself. But that advice is for men who want to stay soft. You don't become a king by being the same. Adapt. Change. Control your image. Smile when needed. Strike when ready. This isn't lying. It's leadership. You are not a random personality. You are a brand. A weapon. Tell people what they want, then do what you must. You are the lion and the fox. Calm, smart, and always planning. You play the part when needed, but you always hold your blade. There's a dangerous lie circulating in modern culture. That healing is about finding peace, returning to softness, and regaining balance. But Machiavelli would disagree. He believed the world is not healed by peace. It is ruled by power. And power does not come to the man who wants to be liked. It comes to the man who dares to be feared, who dares to rebuild, not as he was, as he must become. So how do you rebuild yourself after loss, betrayal, humiliation, or failure? You begin by shifting your compass from emotional recovery to strategic rebirth. Before you conquer the outer world, Machiavelli would ask, have you conquered yourself? He was not just a master of external power, he was a student of internal command. He knew that no man can dominate others unless he first rules his own instincts, appetites, and reactions. To rebuild yourself, your first enemy is not the world. It is your impulsiveness, your emotional weakness, your need for comfort. This is your civil war, and you must win it. That means setting rules for yourself that nobody can break, not even you. Wait before you're comfortable. Work when you feel empty. Train when you feel weak. Say no when it's easier to say yes. Every small discipline becomes a fortress. Every habit becomes a weapon. Every refusal to give in is another brick in the throne you're building inside. You're not just creating routines. You're establishing command. And when a man becomes the commander of his own time, his own urges, his own energy, he becomes dangerous. Because nothing can be taken from a man who owns himself. Rebuilding is not about adding. It is about removing. Machiavelli would tell you, if a city cannot be reformed, it must be destroyed and rebuilt from scratch. Your mind is that city. Too many men want to grow, but refuse to cut the roots of the things destroying them. They say they want focus, but they keep their addictions. They say they want power, but they cling to people who make them feel powerless. They say they want respect, but keep behaving like clowns. To become a strategist, you must become a cleaner. Remove weak language. I think. I'm sorry, but weak postures, slouching, darting eyes, nervous laughter, weak associations, people who normalize laziness, indecision, and gossip. You're not just quitting habits. You're declaring war on the version of yourself that let others step on you. Burn the bridge. Delete the shortcut. This isn't a motivational phase. It's a reconfiguration. You're not decorating the ruins. You're tearing them down and rebuilding a citadel. Machiavelli lived in a world of betrayals, power struggles, secret alliances. And he noticed something most men never realize. The world is run by quiet thinkers, not loud talkers. If you want to rebuild, you must study strategy, not just motivation. Study how people gain leverage. Learn what they want, what they fear, and what they worship. Then ask yourself, how do I use that? Because while others react, you must predict. You don't walk into a room and talk to impress people. You walk in and listen to learn where the real power lies. Be observant. Notice the body language. Catch the lies between the lines and move like a shadow. Calm, silent, but always watching. This is not manipulation. This is preparedness. A strategist doesn't trust words. He trusts behavior. Don't just read self-help. Read history. Don't just follow motivation pages. Follow real leaders. Don't just react to insults. Calculate the game behind the insult. This is how a boy becomes a tactician. This is how you stop getting played and start playing the board. 4. Build an aura. Mystique as a weapon. Machiavelli understood that the appearance of power is often more important than the reality of it. In his words, it is not necessary to have all the virtues, but it is very necessary to appear to have them. Translation: people will treat you based on what they think you are, not what you truly are. So, you must become a symbol. That means controlling how you show up. Your silence makes people wonder what you're thinking. Your calmness makes them question if you know something they don't. Your restraint creates pressure. Mystery is magnetic. Mystery keeps you safe, because when people can't read you, they can't use you. When they don't know what you want, they can't dangle it in front of you. When they don't know your weaknesses, they can't exploit them. A strategist doesn't speak too much. He lets others reveal themselves, and he only reveals what is necessary to inspire fear, respect, or curiosity. Every word becomes a tool. Every silence becomes a strategy. You don't walk into a room to blend in. You walk in to disturb the atmosphere without saying a word. You cannot rebuild in public. Machiavelli wrote about the importance of alliances, but he warned, the promise given was a necessity of the past. The word broken is a necessity of the present. What does that mean today? It means most people only support you until you start outgrowing them. So choose your circle like a king chooses his counsel. Don't align with the comfortable, the easily offended, the status quo protectors. Align with the ones who challenge you, who speak little but move much, who don't panic in chaos but smile in pressure. Powerful people don't announce everything. They meet in silence, in private rooms, behind closed doors. You must become comfortable building quietly. Real power doesn't ask for applause. It builds patiently, brick by brick. In a world obsessed with showing your journey, the strategist disappears, only to return when he owns the city. Machiavelli believed a ruler must adapt with the times or be destroyed by them. Rebuilding yourself requires flexibility, but not to please others. You don't adapt your values. You adapt your methods. The old you reacted emotionally to changes. The new you adjusts, adapts, and seizes the shift. Lost a job? Good. Now build a system they can't fire you from. Got betrayed? Good. Now you know who to never trust again. Facing hardship? Good. That means you're being tempered. This is not a motivational trick. This is Machiavellian principle. Fortify your inner state. Adapt your outer form, because storms don't scare the strategist. They give him cover. He doesn't whine. He weaponizes pain. He doesn't collapse. He recalibrates. That's what rebuilding really means, not becoming harder, but becoming smarter, colder, and impossible to corner. Machiavelli believed that those who are not useful become disposable. You must become so competent, so effective, so precise that your presence shifts the outcome of a room. That doesn't mean you beg to be included. It means you're the one person people can't afford to lose. To do that, you must master your craft. No distractions. Sharpen your words. No filler. Improve your value daily. But here's the key. Be useful, but never dependent. If your income depends on one man, you're weak. If your emotional stability depends on one person's approval, you're fragile. If your self-worth depends on applause, you're exposed. Real rebuilding is becoming anti-fragile. That means you serve no master. You walk alone if needed. You don't need praise to perform. You are the source. You bring value, not because you crave attention, but because you are becoming undeniable. The final phase of rebuilding is learning to think in decades. Machiavelli wrote his works not for applause, but to influence history. His name is remembered centuries later, not because he was popular, but because he understood power. So ask yourself, what are you building? An image or a legacy? Chasing trends or setting foundations? A ruthless strategist doesn't chase dopamine. He plays the long game. He invests while others spend. He studies while others scroll. He prepares while others complain. Because while they want quick comfort, he's building permanent control. Man who plays the long game doesn't panic under pressure. He doesn't chase distractions. He doesn't settle. He knows when you are building something eternal, the world will laugh until it bows. So rebuild not as the man you were, but as the man no one will ever dare underestimate again. You don't rise by being obvious. You rise by being strategic. That doesn't mean you're fake. It means you are trained. People who are emotional get used, but the man who can stay silent, even when he's boiling inside, that man wins. You'll want to speak. You'll want to explain. Don single quotes T. Every time you over-explain, you lose respect. Every time you justify, you lose position. Let your silence speak louder than any words. Let your presence ask questions before you do. Most people can't handle silence. So when you hold it, you control the room. Be the one they can't read. Be the one they can't predict. The one they can't shake. Let them doubt you. Let them guess, because while they talk, you think. While they react, you plan. While they show weakness, you sharpen your edge. You're not building a personality. You're building a force. You don't need people to like you. You need them to feel you. And that feeling comes from control, calm, stillness. Even when you're angry, stay composed. Even when you're insulted, stay unshaken. That calmness is not weakness. It's a signal. I'm not afraid. I'm prepared. People respect the one who doesn't flinch, because the one who doesn't flinch is the one who hits last and hardest. You want power? Don't demand it. Don't beg for it. Become the kind of man who doesn't need to say a word, because everyone feels who he is. That's presence. That's dominance. That's strategy. And that's your path. Now. No more soft smiles to keep peace. No more oversharing. No more showing your wounds. They don't need to know how you feel. They need to wonder what you're thinking. From today forward, you observe, you move in silence. You choose your words like weapons, and you never, ever move from emotion. Emotion is data, not a driver. Anger is a message. Fear is a compass. Pain is a teacher, but none of them get to drive the car. You do. You are the general, the soldier, and the weapon. And this life, this isn't a playground. It's a battlefield. And on this field, silence isn't weakness. It's dominance. Stillness isn't fear. It's preparation. Calm isn't confusion. It's clarity. They told you to be soft so they could lead. Now you lead. But you lead like a shadow, quiet, sharp, and never seen until it's too late. You're not loud because you don't need to be. You're not predictable because that would make you vulnerable. You are now untouchable, not because you're perfect, but because you're unreadable. So from now on, let them wonder, let them whisper, let them watch. But you move in silence, and when the moment comes, you strike like a storm they never saw coming.